Are you guys filming yet? Me walking in here or no?
We are, actually. You're the first one we've done it for, so if you want to do a big dramatic entrance, you can.
No, I'm all right. I gotta carry that thing?
Of course
I like that.
Yeah!
Let's go, boys!
Every 2 years for the last 100 years, the best players in amateur golf have gotten together for a 2-day competition that couldn't be more simple. Your best guys against our best guys.
It's crazy, like it takes so long to get started and then it's over in the blink of an eye. Dustin was gonna tee off on the odds, so they announced the match. And then they say, now on the tee, Dustin whoosh, Johnson. So he hits it before they finish his name. I said, what the hell was that? He goes, bro, I was so nervous. I just had to get that over with.
This year, the Walker Cup heads to Cypress Point Club for what should be one of the most entertaining events of the year. But before we get there, let's take a look back at what happened last time the event was played, when a group of Americans headed to the Old Course at St. Andrews to take on Great Britain and Ireland in the 49th Walker Cup. It's not the oldest tournament in the world, but I'm confident there is no golf event more steeped in tradition than the Walker Cup, a competition played every 2 years between the 10 best amateurs from the United States and the 10 best amateurs from Great Britain and Ireland. Like most great contests, it started informally. A group of American golfers aboard a ship traveling to Royal Liverpool for the Amateur Championships sent a telegram to their British counterparts ashore. Rather than spending each of their pre-tournament days with boring practice rounds, they thought, why not make it interesting?
Walker's initial idea was actually teams from multiple countries were going to participate in the Walker Cup. Resources were limited, travel schedules were tough back then with steam freighters and everything. It ended up just being the United States and GB&I.
The U.S. won 9-3. The following year, they did it again, this time at the National Golf Links of America. The U.S. won again. The next one was back in Europe at the Old Course at St. Andrews. The U.S. won again. That was 1923. 100 years later, we're back here doing the exact same thing.
If there's any place where they've got a home field advantage, it's right here.
These guys come out and they just get their doors blown off like 23 out of the first 25. Why do they keep doing it? Why don't they add more countries? Why do they, if it's that lopsided, why does it still exist 100 years later?
From a mental standpoint, I think it's like anything else that you do when you keep failing, as golfers are used to, is you just want to keep trying and get it right finally. It really wasn't until 1989 in Peachtree, which was the first time that GB&I won United States soil. Since then, it's 7-7. I think that for Americans, we had the boom years in the 1950s and the 1960s. Over here, they were still putting their lives together back. Financially, they were putting their lives back together, and for a lot of households, that had lost sons, they were putting it back together. So it's easy to make light of some of those, mismatches in the Walker Cup history, but I think it's important to note that who wasn't there as well as who was there. Here, it's happened twice already. 1938 on the verge of World War II, it happens.
The Royal and Ancient Club at St. Andrews is a fitting scene for Britain's amateur golf triumph, the first international victory over America in Walker Cup history. Britain, winning 5 singles to 3, took the Walker Cup by 7.5 to 4.5 after 16 years of defeat.
We have won the Walker Cup. Hip, hip! May the British team hold it for a great many years.
Fast forward to 1971. They'd still only won one time, and they bring it back here. One of my favorite parts is a gentleman named Joe Carr. He played on 9 losing Walker Cup teams. He captained 2 teams. They lost both of those matches. So he's 0 for 11. They come down the stretch in 1971, and his son, Roddy Carr, right up there on the 18th green, clinches one of the real key points on the last day in his singles match. Joe Carr is sitting over on those steps and gets to watch his son come up the 18th hole in front of the crowd and win for only the 2nd time, both times being here at St. Andrews. So I think that's the answer, right? Is because you keep doing it, because when you finally bust through, it's going to be that much sweeter. It's just watching those the emotion of these kind of crusty old Brits and RNA members, and they're in tears, and the crowd's singing, and just it's just if I could be at one moment in golf history, you know, on the time machine, I think it'd be standing on those stairs up there in 1971 or 1938 and watching them finally break through.
There's a wee wifey waiting in a wee box in bed. If you can say it's the broad brick moonlit, Nick, you're
We know we don't have the best record in this competition, so expectations are set pretty low. Certainly the GB&I kids have probably played more links golf than the US team have, so as long as it's close on Sunday, that's all you want, really.
As you can see, not a lot of tents out here, not a lot of disruption.
Do you think at Cypress Point there's going to be people just kind of strolling down the fairways the
Day before the match? Yeah, I do. I actually think there will be, yeah. I think for those 2 or 3 days, they do. The clubs pretty much throw open their doors because it's, you know, it's not a big disruptor. You don't have to build grandstands for 20,000 people. There aren't going to be a bunch of morons singing stupid songs in the first tee box. This is golf kind of done the right way.
Each team brings 10 players to the Walker Cup, as well as a captain. For the U.S. team at St. Andrews, the captain is Mike McCoy of Des Moines, Iowa. Capping a great amateur career, McCoy won the U.S. Mid-Amateur at the age of 50, earning a spot in the Masters. He's played 65 USGA championships. If you know what the Crump Cup at Pine Valley is, you probably already know that he's won 4 of them. In 2015, McCoy himself became the 3rd oldest player to ever make the Walker Cup team at the age of 52. This year at St. Andrews, he'll have the chance to lead Team USA. Players qualify for the Walker Cup team in a number of ways, but the final choices are made behind closed doors by the USGA's International Team Selection Committee. While those already on the team will spend the early part of this week making travel plans and trying on uniforms, the U.S. Amateur marks the final chance for a host of other players to solidify the committee's decision to include or omit them from this year's Walker Cup team.
You know, I've watched them so much, but, you know, trying to really zero in on who the best wedge players are and the straightest drivers, and that'll help us a little bit, how we structure our foursomes.
The first 4 players named to the team were Gordon Sargent, Nick Dunlap, Caleb Surratt, and David Ford.
Has there ever been a bigger Walker Cup for Birmingham, Alabama?
I don't think so, not from my neck of the woods.
We're both from Birmingham, so grew up together, played a lot of junior golf together.
Probably 9 years old, playing junior tournaments against each other. We're from the same hometown.
No, I feel the same way. It's nice to be on the same side as him for once. I feel like we kind of grew up being compared to each other a little bit.
We played SJUT together, and it was always just like, I just want to beat him.
I always felt like I hit it a long way growing up, and then all of a sudden he hits it 25 yards by me now. But yeah, we've played a lot of golf together.
To, you know, win NCAAs as a freshman is pretty neat, and something that, you know, I've looked up to him. Like it's really, really cool to kind of see him transform his game from a junior to what he is now, you know, the top amateur in the world playing PGA Tour events.
I feel like the last couple of years he's kind of turned one of those really, really premier players, and one of those guys that you don't necessarily want to face in match play.
This will be the first Walker Cup where a participant's caddied for me before, so Gordon Sargent was on my bag for the member at Shoal Creek, I think 3 years ago. I doubt that'll happen again. And yeah, Nick Dunlap plays at Greystone, which is, I drive past it at least twice a day to pick up my children from school. Kind of surreal to have 2 kids out of the 10 that are within 5 miles of my house.
How about Caleb?
Yeah, I've had my battles with Caleb. We've had a lot of run-ins. Goofy guy, call him the rat.
So is it gonna be cold over there?
Yeah, I think so.
The only blazer I have I got from Goodwill. Actually.
What size are you?
I have no idea.
Nick always had the upper hand on me at a young age. Like, he was always one step ahead of me. If I could pick anyone's game to be like, it would probably be Nick's in the long run.
Great player, someone that I've, you know, looked up to. He's been, you know, a lot of fun to play golf with.
He's one of those guys that, like, Once his ball striking on, it's kind of scary. He just told me he's going to do homework, which I don't believe.
What pants, Robbie? The gray ones. Yes. Walker Cup belt. Walker Cup belt.
Do you have any chance, Caleb, of getting one of
I will get this right.
What's this shirt for?
They were wearing plain.
The plane.
Yep.
It matched the whole time.
That's right. The whole time.
Dang, this is nice. Cashmere is such a sophisticated word.
You have a cardigan?
Known David for a while, probably since I was like 12 or 13.
He's very, very outgoing. And yeah, I think I may end up playing a match with him.
I hope you can show the footage of him trying on those pants because might have to blur it out or something.
Michael Thorbjornsen, the second-ranked amateur in the world at the time, was initially named to the team. But McCoy was informed this week that due to injury, Thorbjornsen will not be able to compete.
Is there anybody that a deep run here might be a dark horse to make the team?
Yeah, and somebody had a deep run. That'll absolutely factor into probably somebody's decision. I mean, I like to, see a guy that can play different shots. Take Dylan Minetti. He hits a lot of different low stingers, and I think that could be helpful over there. They're all so darn good. They can all hit it low. They can hit it high. We've got Preston Summerhays from Arizona State. We've got Austin Greaser from North Carolina. I'd like to watch Ben James here, but I don't want to jinx him, so I'm going to stay away from him. For Belsic and Minetti, they're all kind of right where they need to be right now. They just got to get it to the house, and they should be okay.
And Nick Dunlap has done it. The amateur double.
Nick Dunlap, the champion of the 123rd U.S. Amateur.
We have rarely had, this many spots open going into USAM, especially an overseas one. So, hey, we've got to get 5 guys fitted. We've got to get plane tickets. We've got to make sure they have a passport. We got one guy on this team who will remain nameless that lost his passport already. So,
have you been overseas? You've been to Scotland?
I've not.
Do you have your passport in?
Did you hear about that?
So no real experience with links golf then?
No, none actually. So I've never played links golf.
Not really. It's gonna be interesting, and I'm looking forward to adjusting to it.
Team USA arrived in Scotland 8 days before the competition began. The jet lag rounds were spent playing team building rounds at Kings Barnes and Dumbarton Links before finally getting their first taste of the old course and the town of St. Andrews.
Well, what brings you to town?
Walker Cup. Absolutely delightful.
Do you go to many Walker Cups?
First golf event I've ever been to.
Come on.
Yeah.
Did the old course play a part in your decision to come here for college?
It played approximately 100%. I mean, we walked it just now. There's nobody out there. You can just wander around and you can sit, and it's so nice.
To me, the golf course comes alive as soon as you stand on that 11th tee. And that's a brilliant par 3, and then the whole way in, it's towns getting closer. All those memories and feelings you've got about the place are getting closer. That does strange things to people.
Every single time someone mentions the Walker Cup and stuff, it's like, oh my God, you're going to drive like 8 of the holes. And it's like, well, unfortunately, I don't have a partner, so I don't know if I don't want to put him in a terrible spot.
The question is going to be, do you just hit it as far as you can and then deal with what you deal with when you find your ball? Or do you, give yourself irons from the middle of the fairways and give yourself the right position to attack?
I'm sure, some of these guys this week will be hitting it prodigious distances that mere mortals like I can't possibly relate to, but if the wind gets up, this place has still got some teeth.
Nice.
9 o'clock. 5 past, mate.
They're not too late.
Off 124 flag, so 120 is the downslope, okay?
One of the most fun elements of the Walker Cup is its format.
Talk to me about playing alternate shot.
So it was kind of a new thing. I've never done it.
We really haven't played much partner golf. I guess Palmer Cup you play a little bit, but other than that, it'll be different for sure.
For all the pomp and circumstance, the event is played over just 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And unlike the Ryder Cup, there are no 4-ball or best ball sessions. Instead, the event features only foursomes or alternate shot and singles matches.
They don't play best ball. Nobody's picking up their ball, because they're out of a hole and their buddy's in it. You got to finish the holes.
You got to learn to control your emotions because, like, half the time you're not in control of where the ball's going.
Yeah, nice. 162. Probably the same shot as yesterday, huh? Did you hit big 9?
No, that was like a try to hit a cutty 8.
Think big 9 gets there? Put it in the air, right?
It's arguably the most pressure-filled format in golf because not only is your teammate relying on you, but you are directly responsible for just how good or how bad of a spot they'll be playing from.
If I landed on the green going at Scott, will it stay on? There's a back forward, but you'd have to land it like just short. Where should I go to the right, or should I just hit it super high?
That's super high. I'm just saying super high. Dylan, great spot.
They play alternate shot in the morning, and then in the afternoon. The first day, it's 8 singles matches, and then the second day, foursomes again in the morning, and then all 10 guys play the second day.
Is there anything being really surprising to you on coming over? I know both of you have never been on this side of the pond before.
Why we're tired at 2 p.m. yet at 9:30 it's hard to fall asleep. I don't know. I think I'm probably a little surprised that the weather's been this good. Everyone tells us how bad the weather is. And
Nick, how you been sleeping this week?
Awful. Absolutely awful. Jet lag's kicking my ass.
I haven't noticed much besides I can't, sleep. I'm sleeping for 4 hours and, you're up for 2 hours and sleep for another couple hours.
These young guys, do they really appreciate it? Are they trying to appreciate it?
I think for them, this is still more of, it airs on the side of, an event and a team event and representing your country. As they get older, they'll look back and that was super cool.
Stu has been a big help for us because this is going to be his 4th Walker Cup. So he's been a great leader for us. He's our veteran.
you kind of come play links golf and you kind of expect the worst, but past couple days we've had some nice weather and you don't really have to change much. If you feel comfortable with the chip, you can still chip, you don't have to putt it.
It's a lot tighter than expected. Like everyone says it's like 200 yards wide, but it's really not.
Yeah.
I mean, half the holes, like if you go over there, you're gonna have another 50 to 75 yards, and so it's like if you want that with the wind, it's not gonna do you good.
Hey, Gordon. I thought maybe that's the one you'd want. Do you want to try that putt view with the glasses?
Augmented reality glasses, and it's red the green.
So are these guys gonna give it a try?
Yeah, I think.
Like here?
Yeah.
No way. High. I mean, it was high. It was high the whole way.
Yeah.
It's my baby.
I felt comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, I've never felt comfortable over a putter.
In college, I had the short one and just didn't have any confidence and was putting it really poorly. And it just got to the point where I was like, let's just try something totally different, like a total change of motor skill. It made practicing putting and the act of putting fun again.
What's going on with the two putters?
One's just a practice day. They both know their rules. So you got a weighted bat, when you take the weight off.
Sure.
Feels lighter. It's kind of the opposite.
So you get the stroke dialed with the lighter one and then...
Basically.
You want a deep cut?
Please.
That is not the original Swilken Bridge. The original Swilken Bridge was the bridge over there where the traffic crossed in town. Look at a map of St. Andrews in 1700. When they got rid of that one, expanded it because they widened the roadway, they just changed the name of this to the Swilken Bridge. This was originally called the Golfer's Bridge, and the real Swilken Bridge was over there, and it was where they crossed the street. I'm not making that up.
Did I tell your guy Sarge hit the flag stick with his tee shot the other day?
No, really.
Had six footer for eagle.
I taught him that.
What's the post practice round festivities been like?
Our team room's awesome. We got the ping pong table. We got a bunch of other stuff, a TV in there. So it's just everyone's coming together, getting some team camaraderie. It's just a fun time, just enjoying it as much as possible.
Who are the dogs on the ping pong table?
Greaser's unbelievably good. Preston's very good, but I will say, and he'll agree with me here, Rat is probably the worst ping pong player I've ever seen in my life. It's not good.
Ben, how do you feel pre-game here? Okay.
Neither of you have ever in your life eaten a salad.
Ever in my life.
With the eggs. You gotta get
At least there's croutons.
Did it become you versus him?
Well, we're the two worst. And we're doing a tournament to see who the worst is. I have a couple more shots in the bag. And I have a secret weapon that he has no idea about.
One of you two is eating this entire bowl. Tonight.
The whole salad?
No. Yes. What? Yes.
It's the whole salad.
I'm going with Rat.
I'm going with Ben.
I'm going Rat. Based on the last practice session, we taught him 2 new shots.
I'm gonna go the underdog Ben here.
I'm going Ratty.
I'm going Rat.
Caleb's more afraid of it.
Hold on. Let me.
Ben's got long arms, so my money's on Ben.
Playing out of the University of Tennessee, Caleb Ratty Surratt. Ratty's opponent, freshman from the University of Virginia, James Ben, hashtag Ben James. Ben James. Typical Ben James. Are you fully committed to this salad? Should you lose?
I'm not losing.
He's not.
I'm not losing.
It's taking long to get down. My mom would be so happy.
What are you guys working on right now?
We changed a couple of the pairings, and we're leaving some of them the same. Like, Caleb and Ben are going to go, and we're not going to break them up.
Your philosophy is on the pairing of players. And are you a stats guy, or do you go with your gut feeling, or do you put like together personalities, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think a little of everything. We have certain players that have a quicker rhythm. We have players that have played together that are very, very close friends. They know each other's games well. They match up well, and you do look at some of your better drivers with your better wedge players, and so we kind of put those types of combinations together.
If I was going to chip it, I would probably land it on the downside of the fairway part.
I feel like putting is weird though with this knob.
The home club supplies the caddies for the Walker Cup, which are then assigned to the players by blind draw to help with local knowledge.
What's it like caddying for these guys?
Awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, the boys tell them where to put the ball. The balls drop dead where they want it.
I started working here in 1989 when I was 17 years old. British Open, Women's Opens, Seniors Opens, Dunhill Cup. Just a bit of local knowledge, lines off the tee, old course changes every day.
Like almost right at it, right? To the left of it, maybe?
So those bunkers from here are over Hale bunker that we see.
Okay, so just left of the tower.
Yes.
No, we're like 32 front. Yesterday we were hitting like 5 iron.
That's playable. if you like the gorge bushes.
Can you just talk about maybe everything that led to you deciding to stay amateur one more year and eventually, be a part of this?
To me, it feels like I have the rest of my life to play professional golf, and I had this one opportunity to be a part of a Walker Cup team. And not only that, but to do it at St. Andrews. It was just something I just didn't really want to pass up. And I'm already happy before it's even started that I made this decision. It's just been an unbelievable week. I think this bird agrees with me, I guess. I don't know, but.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Right. Let's go.
Yeah, that's good.
What handicap do you think you are at tying a tie?
About a 3.
That's pretty good. David?
I'm like really talented, but I just learned. I'm like a 6.
Good natural.
Like 2 weeks ago, I picked up a club, and I'm a 6 now.
All right, ready? This goes under.
Pull it down more. Okay. And we're gonna go over the small one with the big.
Through this first hole?
Yeah, that one.
That one's so much easier.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a little short though.
Dude, actually so good.
I just did.
You actually
all by
did that?
myself. Yeah. It's not funny because I didn't know how to tie a tie coming here.
I feel like of all the guys in here, there's someone that's really going to make quick work of this tie tying process.
Someone went through clutching. Come on now. Come on now.
I was close. I was close.
We have team pictures of 1 minute.
No, you don't. No, we don't.
Ben, who got the button?
I got it.
Number
You
one
rocked
ranked
it?
Damn, dude.
About time.
I mean, this is embarrassing.
Get ready with Ben.
Robbie, you want us to start walking?
James Ben here.
You have to ask right away, are you representing Washington or Wisconsin, or what are the W's for on the hats?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
The Walker Cup.
They seek him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud, but never square. It will make or break him, so he's got to buy the best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. And when he does his little round,
Is that right? Yeah, I charge a lot more than you guys do.
eagerly pursuing all the latest fads and trends, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. Thinks he is a flower to be looked at, and when he pulls his frilly nylon and his raked up tight, he feels a dedicated follower of fashion. He's a dedicated follower of fashion. He's a dedicated follower of fashion.
Hey, good morning.
Representing the United States of America, Gordon Sargent and Dylan Minetti.
The opening tee shot of the 49th Walker Cup was hit by American Dylan Minetti.
Dylan, I know he was a little nervous for that first tee shot. He kind of striped it.
I got the legs shaking, knees shaking. I mean, I got so nervous. I hit it off the center, a little draw, so.
It drew a little bit more than I think he wanted to, but he got it way down there. And you know, I talked to him after, and he said that was like one of the most nervous golf shots he's ever had.
I mean, thankfully, I found the fairway from a 130-yard fairway, so.
On the tee, Barkley Brown.
was first blood to the Americans. Dylan Minetti rolling one in from 20 feet.
Foursomes is hard to really go low because you can't really get that much of a groove. But, I mean, we definitely found a groove in the beginning. We made a couple of good putts, and, I mean, we kind of made what we had.
The game quickly returned to a tie when Team USA got its first experience with the old course's pot bunkers on the second hole. Unfortunately for the Americans, this set the tone quickly for a disappointing open session for Team USA.
What's going to be the best outcome you're going to get there?
If you're comfortable with it, just say it.
Never mind.
So Hagestad and Dunlap came out, you know, pretty kind of your classic boxing match, feeling each other out. A lot of pars to start, a lot of hitting it, you know, mid-length. Nobody really making any putts. GB and I launches a big-time missile on number 5, making an eagle.
In the final group, someone needed to break the deadlock with the first 4 holes halved in pars. And GB and I did it in stunning fashion. James Ashfield with a monster eagle putt on the 5th.
Massive crowd there. Start to get some energy, start to get some juice. And then we get to 7. Nick puts Stu in a really good spot just in front of the shell bunker on 7. And Stu, I don't know if it was just an uncomfy wedge. I don't know what happened. The worst feeling possible in
couldn't be a worse spot
it couldn't be a worse spot.
And no, truly though, like in team golf, like with like the worst feeling possible to like do that to your teammate.
And then where it compounds is, you know, Nick hits a really nice bunker shot out of there to probably 15 feet, and now you've got a putt for Stu where it's like, you know, 15-footer is what? It's a 30% putt, 20% putt, right? But you're putting so much pressure on yourself to like, all right, I gotta make up for that. I gotta make up for that. 3 down now, headed to kind of that 8, 9, 10 corner.
Yeah, I like 70, 75. What's back there? I think 3 are square and all square. 3 and yeah, 3 square and 1 are down.
Preston Summerhays and David Ford took an early lead in Game 3 and battled hard in a match where neither side ever got more than 1 up.
Owen had some ball speed. What do you think? 82?
Yeah, probably 83, 84.
Yeah.
For Team GB and I, the pivotal moments in the match came down to Matthew McLean's birdie on number 13 and John Goff's 7-foot birdie putt on the 16th hole.
Yeah, there's like a window just left of it. It's perfect, okay? See your shot. Which makes that wind? 3 o'clock. Not much, okay?
Sargent and Minetti remained a bright spot for Team USA, remaining in the driver's seat all day against Barkley Brown and Mark Power.
It was really, really fun to watch them work together because their games are exactly opposite. Dylan's one of the shorter hitters on the team, and Gordon absolutely pumps it. So they were yinging and yanging the whole way.
How good was that ping pong there? We had we had walkout songs for him. And we like the wrestling.
Sargent and Minetti won 3 and 2, with both players looking rock solid in the opening session.
First point on the board, first point USA.
How important was it to, get a point on the board for the U.S. right off the bat here?
Yeah, obviously going out first, we want to keep the momentum and hopefully get the guys behind us rolling after us. So that was huge and pretty happy with how we played.
So, it's really big to put a point on the board first, just to show everyone else you can do it, and we're going to keep fighting to the end. Foursomes, in history, we haven't won per se, but this year hopefully make a difference.
Let's go, baby. Go! Go! Get up.
To 18, this is Summer Hayes to halve the match. GB and I take another point.
So I caught up to you by, I think, 16 fairway, a crucial par save to keep the match all square. But then they just kept doing it, and Alex kept making putts.
The last match is on a knife edge here on 17. Maguire, Alex Maguire, then gives GB and I the lead going down the last.
Big time celebration. I mean, the type of moment that I'll remember, that was like the juice, right? The electricity that everybody's looking for, at least Team GB and I. The right hands, I think he said let's go. They come up 18, one up, and Dunlap from off the green power lip out. I mean, that was a fantastic match this morning.
the end of the first session, GB&I leads 3-1.
Okay, I think if we go out there and win each session, we're going to win. So we've done one night at before, get an afternoon, try to win that session, and then see what leads us tomorrow. But yeah, good start.
That first tee shot, I was trembling over that, I can't lie. And then got out there, felt comfortable. Then near the end, I got a little bit more nervous again. But yeah, it's great fun. Everyone's out here supporting.
We can all go play our best golf, and if they can beat our best golf, then we'll tip our cap. But until then, we're just going to focus on control we can control.
Is heady territory in this competition. We've talked about they do not have, they've lost 3 in a row. They don't have a lot of leads. And the energy just kind of kept rolling in the afternoon.
Representing the United States of America, Nick Dunlap.
Fresh off his win at the U.S. Amateur, Nick Dunlap figured to be one of the biggest keys to Team USA's game plan. However, the afternoon match between Dunlap and GB&I's top-ranked amateur John Goff was entirely one-sided. When Dunlap three-putted numbers 4 and 5, he found himself 5 down through 5 holes. He went on to lose the match 6-5, moving to 0-2 for the day.
Representing the United States of America, Stuart Hagerstad.
Alex McGuire's putter ran out of magic in the afternoon. Hagestad was 3 up through 4 and never looked back.
I think everyone's just still kind of in the state of just like, hey, I mean, you threw everything you had at it today. Go take a minute to go relax, and then you can kind of assess the day, and you can kind of figure out maybe what worked or what didn't work.
Representing the United States of America, Preston Summerhays.
In afternoon singles, Gordon Sargent's strong play continued as he was able to get off to a hot start against Jack Bigham.
By and large, the U.S. squad got off to hot starts, a lot of red on the board, maybe 6 of 8 matches at one point early. And I thought it was okay, here we go. 1v1 matchups, the U.S. is going to start to assert itself. But guys, we didn't see that.
After Sargent took a 2-up lead through 5 holes, Bigham clawed back with birdies on 9, 10, and 12 to bring the match back to all square.
Jack Bigham, 2 down in the match, his second and 10.
Just looks as though the ball was sat down there a fraction. This is going to be a tricky shot if it is. Oh, he's played it beautifully. What a shot.
God, I hate to roll this cliche out, Randy. I think that's why they play the game. I think that's why they play the game.
Yes.
I think that's why you don't simulate these things. I think that's why the live crowd matters. I think that's why the weather matters. The wind got up, and the leads kind of disappeared. It was not the day that the U.S. pictured at all, and I can't wait to see how they respond.
After a bogey on number 13, Gordon Sargent found himself facing the first deficit of the match.
And the venue. Some history of GB&I breaking long losing streaks here, having success. Man.
After a gut-wrenching morning loss, David Ford climbed to a 3-up lead in his singles match against Mark Power, holing out for an eagle 2 on number 10 from the same bunker Rory McIlroy did at the Open Championship.
He one-hopped it in, so that's pretty sweet for the bunker on 10.
He seems to have a tendency to do stuff like that, doesn't he?
Definitely. I mean, probably bottom into it a little bit, but it's nice when it hits the hole and goes in.
After losing the 16th hole with a bogey, Preston Summerhays walked to the road hole 1 down to Matthew McLean with 2 holes to play. With Team USA's early momentum running out, Gordon Sargent also found himself 1 down with 2 to play, heading to the road hole.
Tell us about the tee shot on 18.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a perfect 3-wood number, but I would have just kind of started over the road. So I was like, I've just been driving it well all day, and just aimed left and hit a big cut.
Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on.
Oh, not much noise from the crowd. Has he cut it too much? No, it's online. Beauty.
Wow, is it online?
Wow, what a shot.
Right by the hole.
Gordon Sargent. That is a thing of beauty from Sargent.
Kind of had like an interesting, obviously front right pin. Kind of don't really want to be short, not the best spot. So I just kind of aimed left and hit like a tee down cut driver and hit exactly how I wanted to, and ended up like 25 feet past it. So, and then 2 putter for birdie. So.
Gotta go.
From the tee, did it look like it had a chance of going in?
It looked like it might go in, yeah.
With a birdie on the finishing hole, Gordon Sargent moves to a massive 2-0 on a day where GB and I held all the momentum.
Yeah. I like it, Preston. Come on, baby. Go. Big up. Sit. Go. Go. Sit. Sit. That's fine. That's fine. You ready? Hey, let's go.
After a nervy miss to end his match that morning on the 18th green, Preston Summerhays had a chance for a big dose of afternoon redemption and a badly needed half point for Team USA.
Well done. We all wanted to see that, to see that putt confidently rolled in, a half and birdie breeze to close it out, and we do have our first half match.
Carrying a 3-up lead through 11, David Ford lost numbers 12, 13, 14, and 15 to fall 1 down in his match against Mark Power. He was 1 down on the 18th, facing a must-win situation to try to scratch out a half point for Team USA. Ford made his birdie on 18, but Power had a 3-footer for a matching birdie to cap off a historic day for Team GB and I. end of day one of the 49th Walker Cup, Great Britain and Ireland lead the U.S. 7.5 to 4.5. The lead equals GB&I's best day one performance in the history of the event. Only one other time, at Peachtree in Atlanta 34 years ago, has the GB&I team taken a lead this big into the final day.
The afternoon kind of started the way we were hoping, and we just didn't close some of those matches.
3-point deficit. We have 14 points on the board tomorrow?
Yeah, Team GB&I needs 6 to win. Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, we're up there. Today was not a good day for the USA.
It's going to be windy tomorrow, too.
Yes.
I think more than anything, I want it to come down to that. If not the last, let's get it down to those last couple singles matches. That's what this is all about. You're going to have this fairway full. It is going to be a scene.
Do you anticipate maybe, Captain leaning on you a little bit to, just maybe give the guys some perspective going into tomorrow?
You're playing for your country, right? We don't need to really pick this apart. You have the opportunity to represent not just the USGA in the United States, but every amateur golfer in the United States that plays competitively. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't really know what will.
Yeah, it wasn't the outcome we wanted, but they got a lot of heart, and we're going to have to step it up tomorrow and try and make this thing a match.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Old Course and the 49th plate of the Walker Cup match. 100 years since it was first played in St Andrews. After yesterday's play, the current state of the match is USA 4.5 points, GB&I 7.5 points. Today there will be 4 morning foursomes matches, followed by 10 singles this afternoon. Representing the United States of America, Surratt and Ben James. Representing Great Britain and Ireland, John Goff and Matthew McLean. On the tee, Ben James.
Despite U.S. Amateur champion Nick Dunlap's struggles on day one, Captain Mike McCoy has paired his 2 top-ranked players, Dunlap and day one star Gordon Sargent, together in the final foursome session. With GB&I already holding a commanding lead, Game 2 has now become a must-win for Team USA. The match got off to a strange start with both Sargent and GB&I's Connor Graham spinning their approach shots at number 1 into the buried burn. But both teams settled in quickly for a back-and-forth competitive match.
United States of America 5, Great Britain and Ireland 5. Good, nice one.
The only weak link for Team USA in Session 3 was in the anchor match. Dylan Minetti and Austin Greaser combined for just one birdie, eventually losing 4 and 3 to a red-hot Liam Nolan and Mark Power.
David Ford told me something. He said, the reason you want Greaser on your team is a 6-footer that makes all the difference in the world. You want you to he believes in you. You steady yourself and talk to him, okay?
2 up through 12, Sargent and Dunlap had finally hit their stride. But for whatever reason, the 13th remained a puzzle that Team USA couldn't solve.
Okay, I like it.
Shot. Stay right. That might be too left.
The struggles continued for Team USA at number 15. After a double bogey, the lead was gone and they were tied heading into the final stretch. Nick Gabrelsic and Preston Summerhays were 3 up at the turn, but a birdie barrage from James Ashfield and Alex McGuire cut the lead to 1 with 3 holes to play. After a birdie at the 16th, they arrived at the road hole 2 up and needed a par to close out the match.
What's it like watching your son play at this level?
Super nerve-wracking, I would say.
You just want your son to play well. We kind of bounce our nervous energy off each other. And we're like, oh my gosh, we gotta get this. But yeah, it's special to be here, and it was awesome to see him play so well today.
In the leadoff match, ping pong stars Ben James and Caleb Surratt took advantage of their opponent's 5 alternate shot bogeys and built a 2-up lead by the time they got to the 17th hole. Tap-in par sealed yet another point for Team USA. Fresh off their double bogey, Team USA took advantage of Sargent's length at the 16th. Nick Dunlap hit a flip wedge to set up a great birdie chance that would regain the lead.
Crucial second match, Gordon Sargent keeps the US 1 up on 16.
Yeah. Yes, go. Turn.
Beauty.
Go, 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 go. Huge bounce.
Just a half needed on 18, and this is a putt for the match for Sargent.
Yeah, it was a tough game playing against two Scottish boys who done really well yesterday. Gordon and Nick knew they were in for a game. You know, they want to take down Gordon, and you know we want to take down the two Scottish boys at the home of golf. You know, which is perfect.
We got the point.
The morning session was a stunning 3-1 reversal by Team USA. They had cut into the deficit and were now within striking distance with one session to play.
Well, I feel a lot better than I did going to bed last night, I'll tell you that. So we knew we needed a big morning, and looks like we got it.
I think we kind of have the mindset that if we're paired together, we're not losing.
Yeah.
And that puts pressure on, you know, when you're two guys on the team that the captain relies on, but it also gives confidence just knowing like we're going.
We mixed up the pairings, and, you know, I had confidence in all those groups going out, and I just told them to, you know, go out and play. You know, they didn't have to play superstar golf. They just had to play decent golf. Fairways and greens. Don't make mistakes. Don't beat themselves.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Old Course and the 49th playing of the Walker Cup match. After this morning's play, the current state of the match is USA 7.5 points, GB&I 8.5 points.
The final session of the Walker Cup is another round of singles matches. Unlike day one, where 8 players from each team tee it up and 2 remain on the bench, all 10 players from both sides compete in the final session. Team USA's leadoff man was Caleb Surratt. The incoming sophomore at Tennessee answered the bell, playing nearly flawless golf. With birdies on 3, 5, 9, and 14.
Like flighted 120, turning in. I like it. Starting on the left edge of these windows, landing at the corner of the hotel and spinning to the guy in the blue. Perfect.
Surratt needed only 16 holes to tack on another point for the U.S. team.
That's it.
Whoa! Let's go!
GB&I's lead was now gone.
I got a lot of confidence from yesterday afternoon, and to come out here and do it like that, I wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm happy I was able to lead us off, but I know and trust that my guys behind me are having my back the same way I did these past couple hours.
As a 32-year-old mid-am, it's never clear how many more Walker Cups you have in front of you. But if this match proves to be Stuart Hagestad's final one as a member of Team USA, it will be a memorable finish, with Hagestad drawing 16-year-old Connor Graham as an opponent.
What are you feeling?
Man, so many different things. I mean, it's 2 years worth of work, and then it's, you know, it starts and it's over like that.
What did you think your role was here? Because you've got a lot of 20, 21-year-old kids in there. You're 32.
You learn really quickly that their golf IQ is so much higher than yours. You could try and play like that big brother, you know, type role. If they have questions or they have thoughts, like maybe provide an opinion. But at the same time, like, they're really good. Just stay out of their way.
Hagestad put the nail in the coffin with birdies on 14 and 15 to close out the youngest man on either side with a 3-2 victory for Team USA. Hagestad proved to be one of the brightest stars for Team USA, finishing the week 2-1. Across his 4 Walker Cups, he's now 5-1 in singles matches and hasn't lost one since 2017.
This is truly the golf course upon which all other golf courses are like disciples of. So to be here and to be a part of this is about as special as it gets.
Gordon Sargent versus John Goff. The two stars traded holes all day with neither player ever getting more than one up.
Lovely angle this, good view of the green. It's just whether he gets it started on the line. And that looks absolutely...
Going! It did!
Wow, that is something special.
Preston Summerhays came out of the gates hot with 5 birdies and no bogeys in his first 11 holes, making light work of James Ashfield.
You like kind of the girl with the sign right now? Started there?
Yeah, love it.
I could probably even start right at that.
Yeah, so see the red building in town, that doesn't move. Yeah, just right at that. Is that tee in front of you annoy you?
Summerhays went on to win 4-3 and was unbeaten on day 2. In the anchor position of the final session, McCoy and the United States turned to 20-year-old David Ford, a rising junior at the University of North Carolina.
We needed someone in that final spot that could get the job done. And, you know, we believe in David. And he's got the nerve to get it done.
In his tight match with John Goff, Gordon Sargent lost the 15th and tied the 16th, making the match all square as it headed to the 17th hole.
To get back to all square. I'll trust John Goff to bring the noise.
But with the tension ratcheted up, Goff made an untimely mistake at the 17th, pushing his tee shot out of bounds at the famous road hole. Looking to go a perfect 4-0, Sargent took a 1-up advantage into the home hole. Up ahead of Sargent, Nick Dunlap found himself 3 down with 4 to play. A tough finish from Barkley Brown led him back in the match, as Dunlap won 15, 16, and 17 to get within 1. When Brown missed his birdie putt on 18, Dunlap had a chance to save an unlikely half point for Team USA.
What a putt, what a roar from Nick Dunlap, what a finish as well. Now, a roar from Nick Dunlap that might be heard further down the course, because look at that finish there.
The double fist pump, I hadn't had much to eat, and I threw that double fist pump and may have yelled a little bit too loud.
Gordon's tied on 17.
We're on.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Bring him in, boys.
Go get him.
Do it. Come on.
Go.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. Come on. Big bounce. Big bounce. Big bounce. Stretch. Stretch.
Yeah.
Let's go, Gordon!
Come on.
Matching birdies on 18 gave Sargent the win and a perfect 4-0-0 record for the week, placing him among Jack Nicklaus, Ricky Fowler, and Colin Morikawa as players to go undefeated at the Walker Cup. In another tight match, Matthew McLean and Dylan Minetti came to the 17th all square in what was shaping up to be another crucial point for Team GB&I.
Didn't anticipate backwards.
Go, go.
Yeah!
Come on, Dylan!
A birdie at the 18th would give Minetti a full point, but he couldn't get his second shot inside of concession range, leaving a downhill birdie putt to win the match outright. Battling illness on day one, Ford lost both of his day one matches on the 18th green in heartbreaking fashion. He then asked McCoy to sit the morning session on Sunday to continue recovering. Ford played the first 10 holes of his final match in even par, just enough to give him a one-up lead over Alex McGuire. But on the inward holes, Ford hit the afterburners. He made birdie on 11, then he birdied 13, and 14, and 15.
Oh, hit the hole. Yeah, he did.
After a disappointing first two matches, Austin Greaser's putter finally woke up. He made 3 back 9 birdies and found himself 2 up with 2 to play, with a full point now in reach. Greaser defeated Liam Nolan 3-1, putting the Walker Cup within striking distance for Team USA. By the time Ford arrived on the 16th green, he had built a 3-up lead and given himself a 15-foot birdie putt to win the Walker Cup for Team USA.
Tell me your politics.
get to do this once in your life. I'm blessed I got to do it with all you guys. You're the best, and you played your asses off.
To my teammates, 9 of my best friends, no one I'd rather kind of be here with and celebrate with.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for me and for a lot of us here, except Stu.
Fact. You know, yesterday we did not look good after that.
We got 9 of the best players in the world here, and you know, there's gonna be some major championships out of this group.
Well done. Congratulations.
What's my hair look?
Yeah, what do I got?
I think it's just you get to see these guys before they're on your TV every Sunday night.
You know, it's kind of a last chance to just do it for the fun of it.
Whether they become an insurance person like Mike or become Dustin Johnson or Ricky Fowler, they all have kind of Walker Cup on their resume, and that's a pretty cool thing to be a part of that Walker Cup society.